are live and direct.
Perfect, perfect. I'll start tweeting out the links here. Man, what do you want to kind of start off here a bit?
Whatever we want. I guess mainly just oh, we already got like 48 people here, but hello
Oh,
everybody.
doing. Oh, okay,
This
perfect.
is our daily market update today, and whatever we promised you with yesterday. So thank you for watching. And yeah, no, today we have Brendan here with me, and we're gonna go over some things that is happening in the market right now. Obviously, there's a lot of fear. There's some pullbacks that were unexpected, I guess, and we have a couple things that we want to discuss with you. So, Brendan's on the line here. How's it going, man?
Yes, what is up, everyone? Welcome, welcome. We're gonna just be running through the market a bit here, and yeah, that's. Oh, hey, look, we got our first super chat.
There we go.
Shout out to uh, do you? Oh, bro, I'm sorry.
Shout out to whoever did it.
Shout out to you, man. You're awesome. I wish I could say your name. If you've been following the channel, you probably know I have a tough time pronouncing some things. So
It's all good.
apologies for that, but that's awesome. Thank you very much. So yeah, man. Look, we have a bunch of things to look at here. We kind of didn't do our morning review, so we kind of want to recap a few things here. Kind of start off with Bitcoin, Ethereum market's been correcting. We kind of talk about what's going on with that. And so yeah, what do you want to start off? Or do you want to start off with maybe
I would
Bitcoin?
say, yeah, maybe let's just talk about Bitcoin first. Obviously, here we had Bitcoin the past ever since the 26th of last month. So we have almost 10 days here, actually 8 days. So the last week basically have been uptrending, and we were trying to test this 50 daily moving average that everybody was looking at. Basically, Bitcoin's making some unconventional moves, and we're pushing up. The whole market's up. And today we're seeing, yesterday wasn't really that much of a good day. If you're seeing here the scandal, we had buyers try to push all the way up to the 59, try to go to the 60 region, but we didn't even get there. Heavy rejection, I would say. Inverted hammer candle showing that sellers are in the market. And then today we're seeing that sentiment continue to go down. As we speak, we still have, we still have 52 minutes for the day to close. And this candle is definitely a bearish candle. But I think the stock market is definitely playing a huge role. Everything's kind of pulling back, so it's not just a Bitcoin move. And yeah, just the sentiment all across the stock market is definitely affecting this. And yeah, there's a bunch of things that are going on outside of that. And I'm not sure
Yeah.
what you would want to start with, but
Well, maybe just go over to my screen here. That way we can
sure.
start
Yeah.
sharing a few things here. Okay, so looking here just at the S&P 500, we're kind of down today. Look here at the Nasdaq, we're down today. Now I know we're all in crypto and we don't like to think about the stock market. I sure as hell don't. Unfortunately, there is still somewhat a correlation of the stock market. We do need to kind of keep the greater markets in mind to kind of understand what's happening. If the market as a whole, stock market as a whole, has a bad day, it's probably going to still affect Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was in a very precarious place, hovering above that 50 SMA, wasn't really holding it confidently, looked weak. And so now that we had a bad day in the stock market, I think that was just kind of like the thing that started the domino effect, and things starting to fall here. So if I can just kind of mention my 2 cents here, folks, Bitcoin's looking kind of rough here. Okay, we fell below the 50 SMA, this light blue line. We're also below this VP viewer point of control where a lot of volume is being traded. So that's going to act as resistance. And here, look at the 4 hour. We can see we're clearly getting rejected off these areas here. If we zoom in some more here, we're clearly finding rejection off this VP viewer point of control at kind of $55,000. So moving forward, if we want Bitcoin to start to recover and look healthy, we need to get above $55,000 and we need to get above $57,000. But more specifically, that 50 SMA. So those are the kind of two key areas we need to look out for. And just again, we want a healthy Bitcoin because yes, when Bitcoin's kind of hovering, not doing a whole lot, alts are do well, but over the long term, the higher Bitcoin goes, the higher the ceiling for the alts. So this is kind of precarious for Bitcoin. But again, just to inject my personal view on the state of the market, whether we correct further, consolidate further, break down further support, I do not think this was the end of the bull run. I still think we have plenty of bull run ahead of us. So that's kind of my 2 thoughts of Bitcoin for the
No,
moment.
definitely. I think so. I think so too. I think obviously, there's things that we attribute to how the actual the charts look like, what the indicators say, and what they don't say, or what the overall. Basically, what we need to basically understand is that, look, you can't really predict the market, but you can kind of prepare for it, right? And right now, I think Bitcoin is definitely at such a critical point, and these are the levels that we just discussed right now. Anything that's actually even below the 52,200 is a bit also more scary. But we know that every time Bitcoin actually moves down like this and have these really steep movement downwards, this is always a good chance for people to actually start dollar cost averaging. Obviously not your whole portfolio, obviously not everything you got. You need to have because there's no guarantee that this level is going to hold. But overall, what we're saying right now is that the whole market is down. The stock market's down. There's a lot of things with earnings that came up today, definitely, like, affecting the movement we're having here. A bunch of talks with inflation and the interest rates that needing to be increased. So we're not really gonna get fully into that. We got a couple articles here for you to read, so we'll leave that in the description for you. But yeah, there's a bunch of things coming off with just overall economy that's definitely affecting all of these things. And there's a lot of sell-offs that's happening in the technology sector, and the Nasdaq is down fully. Even if we look at the chart here, I'll just pull that up real quick, but we're having some, not this one. I keep messing it up. So these.
By the way, while you pull that up,
Yes.
you have a very, very fancy RSI there, man. I just need to point that out. What's going on with the
I've
RSI?
been waiting for people to ask me about this, man. Glad you noticed, buddy.
Yeah, look at the fancy colors.
Don't worry about it. I don't want to give my secrets here. It was a script, actually, because I always do it on my own, and it's always not like on the side here. But anyways, that's besides the point. But overall, yeah, Nasdaq is down. The whole market's basically down, and we're seeing that reflected on Bitcoin. So I wouldn't say fully that this is a full Bitcoin move. We're saying that there's a lot of catalysts outside of this that you need to look into and keep in mind. Basically, overall, right now, great news though. Dogecoin is up 23%. What a great day, But Link as well, same thing. Litecoin, not a lot, but the whole market is basically down. So definitely a not really that much of a bullish day for Bitcoin at the moment. But
right, yeah.
yes.
And so a few things here. I want to talk about Ethereum. Maybe if you go over to my screen here to appreciate
you're
that. But before we go over to Ethereum, I kind of want to wrap up here with Bitcoin, because looking at Bitcoin, looking at some of the macro time frames here. We're seeing some concerning things here. Looking at the 10-hour MACD bearish crossover, our side going down, making a new lower low. Everything looks bearish from the higher time frames. So just personally, I think kind of the next logical pit stop for Bitcoin is the 100 SMA on the daily. If the 50 SMA is relevant, I think kind of next logical level is the 100 daily SMA. Now, the 100 daily SMA has not been as reactive. I think the 50 SMA on the daily has been far more price reactive and therefore perhaps more relevant to price, but it's kind of the next major moving average that we need to look out for. So that's kind of, at 51,400, 51,500. So I would expect Bitcoin to find, at the very least, a temporary leg of support around there if we do go for that next leg down here. So let's take a look about on Ethereum here, because what we were talking about in the morning with our morning video is maybe starting to play out a bit here, which is what we were kind of saying. What I was trying to say here is whenever we're impulsing parabolically, maybe it's perhaps better to first kind of zoom out and get a sense of what Ethereum's doing here. So look at Ethereum's growth we've had. We've had nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days of green candles. All right. And whenever we have, jumps like this to the upside, we always have pullback periods. We always have consolidation periods. We always have retracements. We always have corrections. It's nothing to get freaked out about. It's something to be expected. Whenever we have an impulse up, we have a cool off period. We have a retracement. So, I mean, don't be surprised if that happens. Ethereum does look very bullish, but we're seeing some weakness. So, for example, one thing I like to do is draw pitchforks near the top of impulses, because as soon as we start to break down from our support levels in our pitchfork, that's our cue that impulse is getting weak. So we are breaking down from our pitchfork here. You can see we broke down, trying to get back up. We're getting rejected. We're breaking down further. Another thing as well, I like to look at an exponential moving average that pretty closely hugs the uptrend. And here, looking at the 4-hour, I think the 12 exponential moving average on the 4-hour pretty closely held this entire uptrend. And so we're testing it right now. If we start to break below it, that's our cue that we're probably due for perhaps more of an extended correction. Because if we look at the entire impulse and we're holding this level the entire time As soon as we break down from that level, that's just further confirmation that we're having a bit of a trend reversal. We're gonna have a bit of a consolidation phase. So that's my 2 cents here. I don't know if you have anything to add there.
No, definitely. That's what we're trying to talk about as well today here. Same
Wrong.
thing.
Sorry, man. Someone's saying wrong screen.
Let's see.
Yo, have you not been sharing my screen?
No. Let's see here. Could be could be the case. Sorry
Dude.
about that, guys. No, let's just see here.
Oh wow. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't think you were showing my screen. Let us know.
let us know, guys, if you see this. Yeah, I think you should be good now. You should be good
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I did it. I think like 10 seconds ago. Sorry about that,
Okay,
guys.
that's
I
okay.
pressed
That's
on
okay.
and please don't let Lynn go
Well,
crazy on me here.
no, all good. I'll just briefly, I'll real quick just describe what I was saying. So, if we zoom out here on Ethereum, okay, we can see that we've been uptrending the last 9 days. Okay, every time we impulse up, after we always have corrections, we always have consolidation phases. So we've had an uptrend. We haven't had our correction. We haven't had our consolidation. We've just been impulsing upwards. So if we zoom in a bit here, look at the 4-hour. I bust out a pitchfork. Pitchfork gives us some support levels. If we start to break down from those levels, that's our first sign that that there's growing weakness and that the trend could be reversing. All right. Another thing we can do, we bust out different exponential moving averages on different time frames. We see what closely hugs price action and what moving average kind of best called the floor of support. One that I think is very helpful, there may be another one in a different time frame, but the 12 exponential moving average on the 4 hours. See, we very closely held it as support. It closely hugged price action. So if we start to break below it, again, that's just further confirmation that the trend is weakening, that we're probably going to have a bearish reversal. And again, it's nothing to freak out, folks. Like, again, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm a long-term investor. If Ethereum falls, if I could, I'd buy more. If I hadn't already bought all the Ethereum, I could. So that's just my 2 cents with Ethereum. I don't know if you have anything to add there.
No, this is the same thing. Same thing, even if you haven't watched our video today from the morning here, we had it's the same exact analysis that we went through overall. I think even for me specifically, the most important level I would be looking at here, even if I'm just zooming, because on the daily you can't really see much. All you can see is that, hey, today was kind of, it's not really showing what's going on that much. But overall, if we go to the 4 hours, just give you a bit of visibility of what's going on. Just like you're saying, I think overall, even for just looking at the VPVR in general, you can see here that the 3200 basically is a very critical level. You can see here that for in the 4 hour chart here, the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see how buyers are actually not allowing Ethereum to go below the $3,224 region. So that's pretty significant, I would say. I think this is the support that we've been trying to find, this in terms of the candlesticks only. But you can see here that on the 4 hours as well, that we've been losing that steam for a while. But then again, where you're in a bullish trend and you've been moving upwards, sometimes that MACD losing strength and starting to go to the negative is usually sometimes doesn't have to be a complete downtrend, but more of a sideways action or sideways movement where we consolidate for a bit. So right now, it looks like Ethereum is being held by those EMAs pretty well. You can see how it's being finding that support overall. But the clear level that we're seeing right now is that anything that we see that's below the 3200, and that's for me, I think would be a bit alarming. And you can see how buyers are consistently trying to go in. Same thing right now, RSI is actually having those slower lows as well as we move forward, heading towards the neutral side soon. But you can tell that we've been on this upper side and the over, closer to the overbought region for a while here. So it is granted for us to actually continue to go sideways for a bit, and I wouldn't really be that concerned. Obviously, outside catalysts can also affect the way this price movement is generally moving. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it. We just need to keep an eye out for this price level, 3200. Keep that in mind and see how it plays out. Volume isn't really that. We're having a huge, more than average selling volume here and on today actually.
Yeah, that volume doesn't look good.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're seeing sellers are actually in the market right now, and look at this candle. Just a straight rejection towards the whole range, right? So definitely does look a bit, I wouldn't say concerning, but just keep it in mind, basically. Keep it on
Right,
your radar.
yeah. And look, we're kind of like theorizing here about a potential pullback, but ultimately we want like more confirmation. Like right now we're just consolidating. And if we just continue to consolidate, that's kind of like the best case scenario. But again, like you got to keep in mind, when in doubt, zoom out. Look at kind of the impulse we've had. A cool off makes some sense. Perhaps even a pullback makes some sense. I do think
Definitely.
watching that $3,200 range is that key level. We're fully like reacting off it, finding that support. We also have a fib level right there. So I think if whether or not we hold that 3,200 will kind of be the key thing we need to look out for if we
Yeah.
want to understand kind of what the next move is with
Yeah,
Ethereum.
definitely. And what we're saying as well, all this buying pressure that's actually subsiding could be just a sideways action for a bit. So we just need to see it. At the end of the day, that's what we're saying. You can't really fully project what's going to happen in the market, but you get prepared for it. So right now, if you've been wanting to get into Ethereum and you haven't really did, and we're literally so high up right now, you don't want to buy the option. This could be something where you're like, okay, let me just continue to look at this and start dollar cost averaging as I go down. Obviously, you still need to do your own research. Where we're not saying this is the way to go, but that's how I would approach it. I would start seeing if Ethereum starts to fall back below this, I look at it basically as an opportunity. It's a sale
100%.
price,
Yeah.
right? It's a sale price,
100%.
and I wouldn't put all my money right away. I wouldn't put 100% of what I'm trying to invest here. I would wait, and then as it moves down, maybe as it moves $100 down, every $100 I would put in maybe that 10% of whatever I'm trying to invest fully in it. So something to definitely just to kind of keep in mind. And there's a lot of risk management to this whole thing. If you don't want to enter right now and see Ethereum pull back a good, maybe like whatever, 10% or 15%, then that's what we're saying. The whole crypto market is extremely volatile, guys. Keep that in mind. And a lot of things happen over a day. Last week, everything is up. And right now, something like Dogecoin is up 27% on the day. So
Dogecoin, man.
that's what we're trying to say in this video. But
Yeah.
besides that, I think I'm good here. If you got anything
Well,
else to share.
I got a few things to say, to be honest with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing, you want to chase red candles, not green candles, folks. You want to, again, not financial advice, but I'm just kind of describing to you guys my approach. You want to buy into fear, not into greed. You want to wait for that pullback. You want to wait to see when things, crashing and burning. No one wants to touch it. That has historically been the absolute best time to buy. If we can zoom over back to my screen here.
Yeah, we are.
If we just take a look, if I don't know if anyone can remember how they felt during this price action, if you were following, but during these levels here, this was the peak of fear, the peak of uncertainty, and those were the absolute best times to be buying. I mean, I was letting our people know I was buying here because of this 200 EMA on the 6 hour. So again, let's say Ethereum does have more of a substantial pullback. I think this 200 EMA on the 6 hour is very relevant because we can see here how kind of 1, 2, 3 times here on the daily it held as support. And so I'm not saying we're going to fall all the way back down here. In fact, I don't think that's likely. But, if we just consolidate over time and correct over time, spend a couple of weeks not doing a whole lot, eventually this EMA catches up. Maybe we retest it. And this has historically been a good place dollar cost average. So I'm just trying to say, if invest in something with great fundamentals and great long-term potential like Ethereum, I personally would definitely want to wait for more of a pullback before I started dollar cost averaging my way in here.
Definitely.
And a few things here to kind of mention here. Ethereum dominance is looking very, very interesting. So I just kind of want to address kind of the macro situation here with Ethereum. Let's look at a weekly chart of Ethereum dominance. Okay, we are breaking out bullishly. We recently made a new higher high in Ethereum dominance. This is just telling us that Ethereum is slowly over time gaining strength, gaining momentum in the market. It's been Bitcoin's time to shine. Up until this point, it's done several X's since its previous cycles, all-time highs. Ethereum is not. I think it's been long overdue that we see, a bit of, crazy price action with Ethereum. We're just starting to see it. We might get a temporary pullback in the short term, long term. Very bullish. You can see we're getting steady higher highs and higher lows with Ethereum. So again, even if we do have a pullback in the short term, the macro trend is still long-term bullish. We're not seeing any signs of reversal. In fact, we're seeing signs of the bullish trend strengthening over time with Ethereum. So again, I'm not worried if we do get that eventual pullback here. Now, we kind of roughly mentioned Chainlink here. And if you're okay with this, I would like to bring it up because
let's talk about it.
Perfect. Because when we made the video, I think it was around like $42,
Right.
went up to 48. And so it has pumped a bit, but I mean, my thing with Chainlink is, look, I'm not in this for like, what is this, like a 4 or 5% move, 10% move, 9-ish% move. I'm in this for the long term, folks. Like, look, if you're trying to swing trade it, well, look, we're talking about trading. It's like a totally different conversation than investing, right? Like, I think right now we're kind of gearing things more towards long term investing, but trading is a whole different thing. Like, if Chainlink pulls back further, it could pull back 20%, 30%, 40%. I would just buy more.
And that's the whole thing. That's
yeah.
the whole thing with those daily updates, because we're going through, because right now you're looking at it, it's all the way at the top, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
people would like to, like, even if you just take that, maybe if you drop it down all the way to the $36 region, and a lot of people are putting tens of thousands of dollars maybe into this, or thousands of dollars, and that could be a huge sale for something like this. So when we're saying, hey, this is gonna fall for a bit or whatever, that's completely for the short term, guys. So like, we just need to keep that in mind most of the time.
Yeah, and again, yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but especially when it comes to something like Chainlink, because Chainlink just has such super solid fundamentals. It's literally just it's the thing that will allow, and well, just oracles in general are the things that will allow smart contracts to grow and mature and have greater use case and develop. And I think they're destined to. So things like oracles are destined to grow. So essentially, you have to be a Bitcoin maximalist to think that something like Chainlink won't grow over the long term, because it's the thing that allows the market to mature. And again, if we just take a look here, and someone mentioned a coin here called Pain. We'll look into it later. But again, just look at the top 15, top 10. Look at this. Chainlink got ahead of Bitcoin Cash. Okay, so I was saying earlier. Go. Yeah, how Chainlink
one at a time.
Folks, was below Bitcoin Cash. I think Chainlink has a much better use case than Bitcoin Cash. And again, we're already seeing start to make moves to the upside. I think Litecoin, XRP, and Dogecoin have no business being ahead of Chainlink. So I think Chainlink could probably move 3 more spaces up in terms of the market cap here. And I think it would be a good spot. Like, folks, like, think about it this way too. Doge is a $71 billion joke that's essentially propped up by Elon Musk. It does nothing. It's a joke. Chainlink is the thing that will allow the smart contract ecosystem to grow and mature and have greater use case. You tell me if Chainlink is, like, when talking about fundamentals, undervalued in comparison to these projects above it. Like, I think Chainlink 100% deserves to be worth more than this joke. Now, is the market going to reflect that? Who knows? But I think over the long term, I think Chainlink definitely has the room to move up at the very least 3 spaces up here in terms of ranking here.
Definitely. And that's the way that's the same thing even discussing before. Like, we need to also understand that it's different criteria driving this market, right? It's not always the same thing. It's not the best blockchain that's out there, the best code that's out there that's gonna always win or whatever. You're having things like, that's just like you're saying, you're having things like Dogecoin actually going up right now. It's at 27%. So overall, guys, and when the hype subsides, and when all the, when the real use case starts coming into account, something like Chainlink that's connecting, it's a node that's connecting the whole market. It's different the way things, it's just the overall, whenever the hype actually starts to go to the side and the actual use case starts to be a lot more apparent, then you'll have a lot of spotlight on something like Chainlink and all these other coins with proper use case
that actually do something
100%. Yeah. But something I just wanted to kind of mention here from my end as well, just on a short term for Chainlink. Obviously, we're looking at we're just talking about long term right now, but even if we're just looking here at maybe at the 4 hour. Overall, we're seeing that we just literally right now, it's been a bit choppy for a while. We just crossed this previous high that we had, and as soon as we had that breakout, we shot up all the way up. And right now, we're seeing that the volume has been kind of decreasing, and which is basically telling you that, hey, there's less and less interest in the current trend. And as we're moving upwards, having a bit of lower volume, we're still above average, so that's something that's good. But I think sometime soon here, 31 minutes for the 4-hour candle to close. Once buyers see this thing over here, we're gonna expect to pull back down to retest those levels, because it doesn't look like we actually did that yet. Stochastic RSI is all the way at the top. RSI is extremely is in the over bought region, and every time you have a combination of the both, something like this, for example, in a shorter time frame, whenever the stochastic RSI is at the top and the RSI itself is also at the top, you have some sort of consolidation happen, right? Same thing over here. Stochastic is heading to the top side. We expect some movement to the side. Same thing as well over here. So right now, we need to understand with all this we're saying, don't just jump into this right away. We're extremely bullish on this for the long term. But again, for me, if I want to add more and more to this, it's turning bearish as we speak. But if I want to add more and more to this, 5% dollar cost average once it goes down, I like that. Something that I actually would love to save upon and actually acquire more as it goes down. And we'll see if this doesn't hold. I'll also add them more and more as it goes down. But for the short term. Looks like on the 4 hour here, we could see some sort of retracement. There's a lot of indecisiveness, sorry, in the market right now. And looks like in the open and the closing price are pretty close to each other. And there's wicks to there's that wick to the upside on the bottom. And even on this previous candle as well, we're having that, there's a lot of traders that are obviously trading this, and there's a lot of profit taking that's happening. So volume starts to go down a bit. We're all the way here in the overbought region, and we're having this candle. I think, I don't know what you think, but I think a pullback back down to these levels is kind of would be a move that I would have to anticipate.
Yeah, no, 100%. Again, folks, we cannot forget, whenever we have an impulse up, what happens next? Say it with me. We have a correction. We have a pullback. We've had a massive impulse up with Chainlink. We still haven't had a real correction yet. So, folks, in a bull market, you want to, well, again, not financial advice, but again, just describing my approach to things is you wait for the pullback. You want to buy the dip. You want to buy those red candles. So I would want to wait for a pullback. I would want to wait for some consolidation, then wait for the sign. If you want to like play it super safe, wait for the signs of a bullish trend reversal after a pullback. Some of the things to look out for are micro higher highs and higher lows after we've been getting macro lower highs and lower lows during a correction. As soon as we start to see a little bit of higher highs and higher lows, that's usually a sign that we could see a potential reversal. I can also be aware that there's usually something that's called a dead cat bounce during a correction, where typically when things correct, not always, they'll have one leg down, a bit of a relief rally in the middle, and followed by a second leg down. And so I usually don't like to buy in until after there's been a relief rally and then that second leg down. So after that second leg down, we see a reversal, higher highs and higher lows. That's probably the best time to be buying in when it comes to technical analysis and kind of when you're looking for that confirmation.
Hey man, but apparently Sleepy Random here doesn't agree. He said Chainlink is a joke. Dogecoin's the future. So there you go, guys. Definitely
Folks,
something to keep in mind.
Do us a favor. If you like this stream, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon notified of new uploads. And hey, look at this. Ian Galley. There's a name I can pronounce.
Ian's the boss, man.
Thank you very much for that super chat. So why is Engine taking a hit today? Also, any thoughts about making profit just by token unlock dips? Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, look. So a few things. We can take a look here at Engine Coin. I think I have it pulled up on my, no, I don't, but we can pull it up here. But just talking about token unlocks, yeah, if you know that there's a token unlock coming up ahead, you can definitely potentially anticipate a sell-off. Because, for example, Audius. Audius is a coin I've been shilling a lot on the channel because I think it has very good fundamentals long-term. It's Spotify on the blockchain. It went up to $5 and corrected all the way back down to like $1.40. And a big part of that was the whole market was corrected, but it had a token unlock period coming up, where a bunch of tokens, a bunch of new supply was going to be released, and the whole market knew that. And so Audius didn't start to recover until after that token unlock. And so if you know that there's a token unlock coming up, you can definitely, possibly look at a short, something like that. It's definitely a negative catalyst that has oftentimes a real world effect on price action. So you could definitely take a look at that. Now, I think this is Engine. Let us know if we're looking at the right coin here. So, okay. So just to start doing some brief TA here, and you let me know, Messon, your 2 cents here if you see anything.
Yeah, I'm also as well looking at it. Guys, if whatever coins you want us to look at, just make sure you mention in the chat here, and then we'll just kind of pick a couple. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let us know.
Yeah. So right off the bat, first thing I'm noticing is that we're below this VPVR point of control, which is not good. We want to remain above clusters of volume, because clusters of volume, and again, I love busting out the VPVR because you can often find hidden support and resistance, and it's very good for kind of gauging, again, potential support and resistance. So below that, not very good. We can see that the 50 SMA on the daily just so happens to actually pretty closely call support here. We broke below that. So we're breaking below some key support levels, making a lower high, falling below volume. I mean, this is not looking too strong. Again, in terms of where this could go, I think we could also be forming a bit of a descending triangle here. Now, you could draw this slightly different. We could probably modify this, but I could kind of see a base based off these two bottoms forming just above $2, which makes sense. $2 psychological zone. So I personally think, again, I'm not too familiar with the fundamentals, but just based off price structure, I think a retest of $2 is likely at this
Right.
point.
And I actually agree with that. If so, I'll just switch here to my screen real quick. So overall, maybe if we're just looking at the daily chart here, you can see how it's been really the selling power has been it's been in control for the longest time
Damn.
here since mid
Yo,
right.
did I cut off?
No, you're still here, man.
Oh, I didn't cut off at all.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay, my
You're good.
Wi-Fi's yeah. Okay, my Wi-Fi.
No,
Okay, go on. Yeah,
you're good. You're
I
good. You're
have
good.
bad Wi-Fi right now, folks.
Yeah, he got bad Wi-Fi, guys. We're gonna start a fundraiser for Brendan, so make sure you hit him up, hit us up for to get this started. But overall, engine right now, if we're looking at daily, it's been in the negative overall in terms of the buy power, right? So a lot of selling that's been going on, and overall here, when we're supposed to actually flip to the positive, we didn't for long, just a couple of days, and it wasn't really compared to whatever the sell-off period we have in terms of momentum specifically. Not a lot going on, and right now we're seeing it continue to actually downtrend. So that's pretty alarming for me. But I think the biggest thing that I would actually also as well take a look at is the fact that the RSI and the stochastic RSI have been going down. So overall, I can see that the strength we've been
Oh, it's on the
losing.
daily too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's on the daily. So overall, we're seeing that this guy right here. I hate putting. Let's see, white. It's all good. So RSI itself. So guys, this is the stochastic RSI here, and this is the RSI itself. It's the stochastic RSI is giving you the next. It's more of a sensitive RSI. It's giving you the sensitivity of what the next movement for this guy over here will look like, right? So overall, you can see how the RSI has been having lower highs as we move forward, and this is kind of the third leg down. Usually at the third leg down is when we actually see like a massive movement down to the bottom in terms of the chart. So strength has been going down. RSI right now is forecasting that, hey, this guy over here wants to also have another leg down in terms of the strength. MACD as well, we were at such a negative momentum, and when we tried to actually go above and have that shine for a bit where bulls or the buyers need to start coming in, they didn't really come in as much you'd expect them to be, and now right now it's going to the negative. And one I would say, maybe, I don't know if you agree or not, but one of the most important levels, I would say, where just depending on the candlesticks, is somewhere at the $2 and somewhere between the $2.06 to the $2.08. So that's where that rejection's been happening. But in terms of where it could find the support, I would say somewhere around here, around this region over here.
Yeah, about $2.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Hope that helped. Let us know what other things you'd want us to.
Yeah. If I could just wrap up on that point, because I actually want to fully answer your question.
I'll share your screen here quick.
Perfect. So again, if we fall below $2, very bad news bears. Based off technical analysis, there's very little support below $2. I think this could probably drop a lot further. Probably, again, none of this guarantee. Again, if we get above kind of like $2.70, $2.80 zone, I think that's what we need to start seeing bullish continuation. And just to also, I'd like finish up on the second part of your question. There is, can you make profits by unlocking token dips? By buying token unlock dips? 100%. That's exactly what I did with Audius here. So Audius was first brought onto my radar by one of our wonderful Discord members. It's the King. This Discord member brought us this call back when it was about $1. So folks, join our Discord. Link for that is down in the description below. Again, it ran up to just about $4. Had a massive correction, and because our Discord member put this on our radar, I was following Audius constantly, and I was able to get our VIP Discord members in on Audius at around $1.55, and it's now at $2.32. So you guys, if you join our VIP Discord, you can take a look at the screenshots. You can take a look at the times I posted this.
He got all the receipts, guys. All the receipts.
Yeah, you can take a look. We got in at $1.55. It's now at $2.31. Very bullish on this thing long term. So yes, there was a token unlock right here on April the 23rd. So after that token unlock, I bought a bunch, and then it started to recover a lot. So yes, you're right. Following token unlocks is very key here. Now we do have another super chat here. BidMoon, yes, appreciate that. By the way, he has a ByDao. We haven't taken a look at ByDao in a long time. I know,
it's been such a long time with ByDao. I have the chart here pulled up if
go ahead.
You'd like, yep. But this is what I got overall. This is on the daily. On the daily, you can't really see much. You just see that uptrend. So it's been having a great past week overall. Went all the way from the 55. I'm not gonna say all those years. 55 to all the way to the top here, 257% upward movement. Yesterday, this looks very similar to how Ethereum is, the chart, but Yeah, yesterday there was a bit of a sell-off, and you're seeing that that volume is way high above. So it's pretty good the way it's playing out. But overall, if we're saying today the day is gonna end in 20 minutes, so it's gonna be a bit of an indecisive candle, and I think tomorrow we're gonna see maybe a bit of a continued retracement. But if you go down maybe to the 4 hour to see exactly what's going on, you can identify some of those levels you're looking at. So if we zoom out a bit, you can tell that this level over here at the 0.009, and down over here the same thing. Trading activity showing on the VPVR itself. You're seeing this one as well. The 0.0124 is an important level. But if we're looking at here, is this actually going to go down or no? Looks like we can actually identify two zone, or maybe two lines overall, where if it breaks above or below, which I'm leaning more towards a break below, but because it's heavily overextended. But I think overall something, if it drops below the 0.016, so wow, 1.6 cents, sorry, if we break somewhere below that, I'd be a bit concerned, and I think it could push back down here. But if there's going to be range bound for a bit, you can see the 4 hour, we're supposed to actually still continue to go down, but actually pushed above. So buyers are actually in the market. Now, is this going to continue to go to the negative sometime soon? Looks like a couple candles here that are going to come up or could actually get us there. RSI is extremely overbought, but the stochastic RSI wants to probably go down, go up sometime soon. So we could see a bit of sideways action still. If it actually breaks above this level over here, then we expect a continued uptrend. But if it breaks below the 1.6 cents, then I think a continued retracement somewhere to these lower levels is definitely something you need to watch out for.
100%, yes. And so I have a few things to say here. Maybe number one. Yours. Perfect. Yeah, number one, I think we just need to look out for your VPVR, and I'll pull it up on my end here too. Look, let's zoom out here. Look at how much we've impulsed up. This is massive parabolic growth. This is a straight line up here. So let's see how many days this took. This took 1, 2, 3, 4 days to impulse up like this, So in 4 days, we went up 176%. That is very, very parabolic, very concerning, because whenever we go parabolic like that, again, a pullback consolidation is probably well warranted. Looking here, if we zoom in, we have a Fibonacci retracement level lining up perfectly with us, a peak in volume here. So I think kind of this 1-2 region is probably our next stop here, where it's the place where we could correct to if this 1-5 region doesn't hold. So I'll kind of fully base our potential support levels off this volume, which is, again, perfectly kind of coincides with our fib levels here. So these are the two levels I would look out for. And again, if we take a look at the actual coin, this is not a low capper. This is just almost $1 billion in terms of market cap. That's quite substantial here. So I think we have the right coin here. So I need to look into this some more. It seems to be some kind of mobile payment thing. We'll look into this. But yeah, no, that's I don't know much about the fundamentals. That's what's going on with the technicals here.
Definitely. And looks like here, do you have anything else to say about that, or
no, that's it.
Perfect. So Ian Galley, thank you so much. He's asking thoughts on ERN. We had a massive sell-off last month based off the fundamentals and potential. Where can we realistically see it heading to price-wise? Also, have you heard of MBX? I pulled up the chart, but yes, you're definitely right. It is did have a major sell-off overall from March, continuing all the way down to April here. You want to pull it out on your end?
I do, and actually I know this project because I've bought into this project. I own this project. So ERN is a NFT play. I'm actually very bullish on this thing long term because they have a bunch of. I haven't seen their website recently, but I know they were going to announce like a bunch of big partnerships. I don't know how many they've announced so far. I don't want something to play here. Okay, yeah, no, it looks like they're starting to announce major partnerships. So, oh wow, they like fully updated the website. Okay, so I like Ethereum a lot because they're going for mass adoption. They're trying to be an NFT marketplace. And they had a bunch of partnerships that they hadn't announced yet. So recently, we put out a story in one of our morning updates that they were partnering with like the Muhammad Ali Foundation to drop exclusive Muhammad Ali NFTs. And so they have some big people that they're partnering with, like the Muhammad Ali Foundation.
I remember you actually talked about this one. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, They have many more partnerships to announce, and it's had a massive correction. Now, I'm pretty sure I bought the dip. I forget where I bought the dip, to be honest. But look, this has corrected 81% since all-time highs. But very interesting. What are we seeing here? Okay, I really want to take a second to describe this because I'm getting very excited looking at this chart. You can tell because I'm fumbling my words
here. What have you guys done with this guy right now?
Because here's the thing, we've been seeing nothing but lower highs and lower lows. What are we seeing here? We're in this descending triangle. All right, we broke out bullishly, and we're seeing a higher high and now a higher low.
Boom.
Textbook sign
Boom.
of a trend reversal. Now, just because we're starting to see signs of a trend reversal, does this mean that it's a guarantee that we're going to see continuation? No, it is not a guarantee. With that being said, we are seeing signs of a trend reversal. I actually like that there was a massive NFT hype wave. Tons of noobs FOMOed in. Lots of people got washed out. Lots of the weak hands got moved out. So what happens when a project that has good fundamentals, lots of catalysts up ahead, up ahead, and it's had a massive sell-off? Folks,
you guessed it.
It has room to go up. So again, I like this project. I own this project. I actually sold some Superfarm to buy into Eternity just for the sake of diversification. I love Superfarm, but I went kind of heavy into it. So they're both NFT plays, both kind of going for NFT mass adoption. So I did buy the dip. And honestly, this is breaking up bullishly, making higher highs, higher lows. It's dipping right now. If I hadn't already gotten in, I'd be buying right now.
Honestly, so I'm already trying to really think about this right now. Yeah,
so again,
I wasn't really exposed that much to it, but this looks actually extremely interesting. The way that it's really early on. Thank you for actually bringing it to our attention, this guy.
Oh, bro, I've been trying to bring it to your attention.
I know, man, but you bring a lot of things to my attention.
That's true.
And I love it. I love it. There's so many things here to look at, guys. It's actually pretty crazy. You get into something, and right away the next day there's something else that's even more interesting that you want to actually get more and more into. I just wish I had more money, man. I just want to put a lot more.
You know? I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And here's another kind of word of caution, because I sound very bullish, but I also want to provide that word of caution, which is there's a lot of NFT marketplaces out there now. There's a lot of Binance Smart Chain. Refinable is one I got into recently, again, before the pump. So folks, like, what are you doing not staying tuned to the show? We're constantly bringing you guys the most interesting things on our radar. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
There we go. Remember how we started the stream? We're like, yeah, let's just go for a quick 15-minute.
Yeah.
Right now,
yeah, folks, let us know. Do you guys want us to keep going? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I saw a couple things here. I saw some I have VECHAIN. We have VECHAIN. We have a bunch of XRP, Dogecoin, BNB. So maybe, how about this? Let's just pick two more, I guess, and continue to go. But what are we thinking of? I would say maybe let's just take a look at VECHAIN as well. Maybe do a quick VECHAIN update.
Do a quick VECHAIN, yeah, if you want to bring that up on your end.
Yeah.
Hope we answered your Eternity stuff. Hope we answered your question. Appreciate that super chat.
There we go. So VECHAIN, we're looking at it today. I guess not much happened since yesterday's. You know, we saw it still continue to actually downtrend since yesterday, but this today's candle we're still within that range. I guess the biggest thing we talked about was if we start seeing it actually go below. Maybe if I go to the 4-hour here, just so you can see what we're talking about. So many lines over here. So yeah, so there we go. We know exactly where buyers are expected to kind of start coming in, and overall we saw how Bitcoin was at such a critical level. It's been fighting that 50 daily moving average, and Bitcoin and VECHAIN is just following Bitcoin's footsteps at the moment. Before that, when Bitcoin was falling down, we had some nice uptrends with VECHAIN overall. But right now, yesterday, VECHAIN was trying to find that support at the 100 EMA on the 4-hour, and we struggled for a bit. Looks like the buyers tried to push up, but just the whole market's down, guys. So everything is actually selling off. You can see here on the side, and VECHAIN is following suit. So whenever Bitcoin does a crazy or we're at a very critical point. The whole market kind of has to comply basically and follow suit. So right now, I guess the biggest thing we talked about, we see that we were making those higher lows as we move forward, and then we know exactly where sellers have been coming at a consistent ceiling over here. So just showing us that we're in some sort of an ascending triangle. But the fact that Bitcoin was there kind of made us think that, you know what, maybe we're not gonna really break out of this that bullishly. And yeah, right now it looks like we broke out of that support, and we're at the moment we're actually testing it right now. So we need to see how that plays out. But looks like we didn't really make the higher high, and we could continue to see some sort of a downward trend. And I would say somewhere over here, maybe the 200 EMA on the 4 hours, somewhere at the 17 cent, if this actually does not find that support that we need to.
Okay, I would say even more specifically, I think the 200 EMA on the 6 hour is probably the better EMA to look out for, in my opinion, in terms of potential macro bottoms. Because
Right.
let me know if you can come into my screen.
I'll just share your screen.
Perfect, thank you. So 200 EMA historically has been a very good support level for VeChain. We can see here that one day we had kind of the market flash crash. Where did we stop crashing? Where did we find our support? 200 EMA on the 6 hour. I know there's a lot of lines here, but I'm gonna kind of highlight this some more, exaggerate this some more so you can see this better. Several times that VeChain has had corrections, we've found support on the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. Look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bunch of times. 200 EMA on the 6 hour. All right, so very strong support level. That is currently at just above 15 cents. So let's say, throughout the next few days, VeChain kind of continues to kind of go sideways and consolidate here. I do believe, again, I know there's a lot of lines here, but we're kind of in this macro descending triangle. So if we just move sideways within our apex here, that'll give us more time to kind of retest, for our EMA to go up here. And I do believe our base of our descending triangle is kind of here at around 16 cent. So hopefully move sideways a few days, EMA goes up, goes near our base, and then that will be a strong level of support here at around 16 cent. So for me, just kind of wrap up things or make things more specific here with VeChain, 18.3 cent, nice spike in volume, 17.3 cent, we have a fib level, and then 16 cent, this zone, I think is kind of our next support level for VeChain. So that's what we're looking at for.
And it looks like we could be possibly forming that descending triangle. So I'll just switch here to my screen real quick. I think which actually aligns perfectly, I guess, with the 16. So it looks like the 16 looks a bit more of a possible scenario if we don't find the support again. That's only if we actually don't find the support again here, right? So even if I go to the 6 hour as well, we're seeing the 100 EMA, and as well, obviously what you just mentioned, the 200 EMA actually goes in line. So but I would say somewhere, if this does not really hold right now at the moment, we just broke below this descending triangle we have over here. And you know what, let me just take off all these right here. They're so useless. Boom. So I think we could be forming, I don't know if you're gonna, we could be forming that descending triangle. We know exactly where sellers are coming in. We have a nice tight floor all the way here in the bottom, couple times where we actually tested that, buyers rejected any price movement below it, and gives us a bit of time to re-regulate all these indicators, something where it just consolidate nice, and then sometime here we continue to move upwards. So we just need to see. Bitcoin is just doing its thing right now, so it's definitely affecting the whole market, guys.
So a few things here, just to wrap up on VeChain. Someone mentioned we talk about VeChain a lot. Yes, we do own VeChain. In fact, if you guys want to know what we own, join our Discord. Link for that is down in the description below. We have a public disclosure section, publicly disclosing our long-term investments. It's not there for you guys to just FOMO into everything we own. Okay, we have high risk tolerances. What we do may not necessarily be the best thing for yourself. It's just there as a public disclosure for transparency's sake. So again, just join our Discord. Link for that is down in the description below. Hey, look, we have a super chat here by BidMoon asking us to look up ByDAO. So if you're good with that,
let's do that. And I guess let's definitely check that out.
Perfect.
It's on your screen, so you can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Look, so folks, ByDAO. I remember we used to talk about this a lot back in the early days of the channel.
Long time ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, this was the first ICO I got into, and I actually got out of this thing, I think, around here. Because look, I just I took a look at this thing, and there was such an opportunity cost. There was other things I liked a lot more than ByDAO. Not a giant fan of the team behind ByDAO. I don't think they're doing a very good job of kind of talking to the public. And so there was just, enough I didn't like about the team, enough other good coins. I decided to get out. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But just looking at the chart here, the chart does look interesting. I just think we're forming this very macro wedge. Okay, we're making a higher low here, but then a lower high. So, I really just think we're forming this very macro wedge. Let's say we broke out bullishly from this long consolidation period. I think that this could really explode just based off technicals. Whenever we form this long consolidation period, break out bullishly, I mean, that gives us fuel to see further move in the upside. Now, I think with ByteDAO here, what we want to look out for to understand whether we can continue to see momentum to the upside is I'd want to see us get above 23, 24 cents. Just because we can see here, this is where the peak in volume is, pretty price reactive area. So as soon as we start to hold above that, I think retesting the upper extremities of our wedge becomes more likely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then again, that's the thing we're saying. Overall, I haven't really looked at the chart much, but yeah, I remember that was something with just the PR team that I guess they were just having their own thing and they weren't really updating. We don't have anything, I guess, negative against the actual team themselves, the members, but obviously we just needed some sort of updates that we were chasing, and then the market was
Speak for yourself.
I guess I'm speaking for myself then. But yeah, no, overall we were actually very interested in ByteDAO. We were really big fans, and I guess we just haven't really looked at it. We should visit the past year and then look at certain things, whatever recent updates they had.
And look, just to maybe even clarify here, I got nothing against them. I mean, I'm sure they're fine people. I just didn't like the way they were handling their announcements. And so, taking a look at the market when there's so much opportunity, so many other options out there, it didn't make sense for me to keep my money there when there was better places I think I could have put it. So that's kind of, again, not telling you guys what to do, but that's just what I do.
There we go.
So
Jelly, thank you for the €5. Hey,
Jelly, thank you. You're awesome.
Can you go over Alpool? I know you have a lot to say about Alpool. Went over about it a month ago. Yeah, we haven't really, I guess, made just a quick chart. If you have, you got your chart over there. You're already on Dex Tools. You want to just pull that up?
Yeah, okay. So I think the situation here with Alpool is as follows. Alpool has been distributing their token through staking. And so what's been going on with Alpool here, so for those who don't know, Alpool is a launch pad, kind of like Polkastarter, except you get guaranteed allocation. All right. And the thing about this thing is they've been distributing their token for the last few months, month or two, and they're continuing to distribute their token for the next 30 or so days, 30, 40 days. And so they have these staking pools where you put in your crypto, you get Alpool in return. And so there were dozens of these staking pools. Lots of people were staking, lots of people were earning Alpool. And so because of that, there was constant sell pressure. If you have a bunch of people staking and they're all earning high yield Alpool, and so people are basically just have a bunch of free money lying around. Well, it makes sense. Exactly. A lot of people are selling that off. So I think that's kind of the situation with Alpool. Just there's been constant sell pressure. But with that being said, staking is winding down. They closed off a lot of their mining pools or staking pools. They still have a lot open, but they're closing down most of them. So now we have less selling pressure, and we're going to continue to have less selling pressure because, folks, their token distribution ends in like 30, 40 days. So once that's over, their distribution is done, and a lot of that selling pressure will be alleviated. Also, they're only beginning to roll out projects. So I think launch pools when rolled out maybe around half a dozen projects so far, likely many more coming down the road. So bullish catalysts ahead, less selling pressure ahead. So again, this chart does look bad. Keep trying to break out. We're making macro lower highs, lower lows. Doesn't look good, looks ugly. But with that being said, with less selling pressure soon, catalysts coming up soon, could we see a potential reversal at some point? Maybe. I'm holding, not financial advice.
There we go. Again, another one, Raycab one. Thank you for the donation. Thoughts on IOTA TA and project as a whole.
Hold on, sorry.
It's not $2,500.
Yeah, what on earth is CRC?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll appreciate it. I just never seen CRC.
Costa Rican, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll just switch here to my chart. I already have it pulled up, so let me know what you think about it as well. But just looking at the daily here, just going to go about it roughly. Looks like we were trying to find that support, the 55 EMA and the 50 daily moving average. The daily chart, obviously, everything is having a bad day, guys. So whatever you're seeing here is heavily based on whatever Bitcoin is doing. Whenever Bitcoin is having a good day, then you can actually look at the chart mainly and see where the next target is for this altcoin you're looking at. But if Bitcoin is having a bad day, the whole market just goes down. So definitely something to keep in mind. But overall, you can see here that after we had this major, I guess, sell-off, we went down from the $2.07 all the way back down to the $1.05. So a good 44% retracement, which is pretty significant. Then right away we found that support, the 55, and pushed back up. But today looks like we didn't really hold this level. So if maybe we go to the 4-hour, you can see here how you know what, I'm just gonna take these EMAs over here. I don't really need all this, and we'll take off this guy over here. So yeah, so this is it. We're trying to find the support over here at the 100 EMA, and it didn't really hold that well. So they tried a couple times, we knocked against it a couple times, and then we know the more you actually test the support, the more you are likely to break below it, and the more you test a resistance line, the more you are likely to break above it. So that's what it is. As soon as we broke below it, we came back down to retest it, and now we're here. So overall, you know, we've been in the negative for a while, even on the 4-hour, and you can see here once we actually tried to switch to the upside for a bit, it didn't work, and again, sellers actually drove the market back down again. So if you go back to the daily again, we saw that we tried to find that support again at the 55 EMA, something where we try every time we go, we have create that distance between it, we go sideways to retouch it again, move all the way up, create that distance, and then drop back down here. Looks like the 21 EMA also hugged the price action pretty well as soon as we broke below it. Now things are looking kind of choppy, but the main thing I would say, it was trying to go to the positive, obviously, and didn't work out. Now we're just going back down in terms of momentum. So sellers are definitely in the market, and we need to keep an eye out on. And then again, our site itself has been having those slower lows as we move forward. So it's been losing that strength, even though, you know, it's been pushing upwards. But that strength is definitely being lost every time we try to go above. It's not really gaining it that much. So still got some ways to go down, and looks like the stochastic as well is flattening out, telling us that, hey, our site itself still needs to go down. So I think main levels you'd need to definitely keep an eye out on in terms of the price itself. We have a clear low over here, so if we don't form this higher low as well on the 55 EMA on the daily, so somewhere at the $1.77, if we don't find the support, then I think we're gonna push back down at least to this guy over here, and that's the $1.48. But if we do find that support, then I think somewhere like this could happen, where we could you know, have like another wedge, and then we would need to see how this actually breaks above this resistance line overall and continue to push upwards, and it can go actually back to those higher levels, $2.06. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I got a few things to say. So I just want to start off by maybe examining this price structure here. If you can let me know once we're on my screen here. So I think we're just forming a bit of a macro descending triangle here.
Yeah.
And again, this goes to my point of I never like to buy the first relief rally. So whenever we have a large impulse up, like we've had here, and we have a correction, we usually, again, not always, we usually have a bit of a relief rally in the middle, making macro lower high, followed by a final sell-off. So again, I see this price structure happen all the time. You never want to buy into that first relief rally. You always want to wait for that, you know, relief rally, and then the pullback, and then the dip. So if in this dip, we can either make a higher low or just retest kind of our base here and just, you know, make the same low, not make a lower low. I think it's just a descending triangle, might go up, retest the upper extremities of a descending triangle, break up bullishly, maybe we can make moves to the upside here. So in terms of where we could find our support here, because look, man, I think this chart looks weak. This chart does not look strong at all.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I think where we could find our support here would probably, if I had to wager, we're probably going to go for a further leg down, although we might not.
Mm-hmm.
I look for this VP for our point of control here. So just about $1.68 to about $1.60 is, I think, kind of our base of our descending triangle here. So I think that's probably where we're going to find our support.
Yeah.
If that doesn't hold, I think a retest about $1.30 to $1.32. This region here, this VPVR, is probably where we're going next.
Definitely. No, I fully agree with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the same page, man.
Perfect. Yeah. So look, folks, let us know if you guys like this this live stream. Like, subscribe. Let us know if you guys want us to keep going. If not, we'll wrap up here. I don't know if you got any thoughts, anything you wanted to bring up here, man.
No, that's I guess the main I guess the main thing we wanted was just to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, just give a bit of
Right.
market
Yeah.
update, saying look, the whole market's down, Nasdaq's down, S&P 500's down, Dow Jones is just up like point something. So this is just not a Bitcoin move, right? So keep that in mind, guys. The more you know about the crypto market, the more you'll know that there's a lot more things that affect it, and a lot more politics and a bunch of stuff, right? So there's just a lot of interesting things to talk about, and I think this live stream is going to be our venting mechanism, right, to bring all these things up. So but for now, no, I think that's the main thing I wanted to talk about, and then some charting. But if you have anything else, guys, let us know. We're definitely looking to starting this on a daily basis because we actually enjoy it and it's so much fun. We love talking to you guys, so really thank you for watching, and all the donations as well. We actually really appreciate that a lot. But this is so much fun, man. I really enjoy doing this.
Oh yeah, no, look, this is so much fun. Thank you guys all so much for being here. It's great to hear what you guys are interested in. We love doing TA. We're crypto nerds, so we love doing this stuff. And also, maybe while we're maybe perhaps starting to wrap up here, I kind of want to leave you guys with a bit of crypto wisdom, which is I kind of want to talk about the way crypto moves in the sense that, look, Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance has been falling. Ethereum has pumped, and the way things go is like the large caps pump first, Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and then the kind of the mid caps, the chain links, the VECHAINs, and then the lower caps, and so on and so forth. So we've seen that Bitcoin pump. Now we're seeing that Ethereum pump, possibly the beginning of the cool off with Ethereum. Now we're starting to see some of the mid cappers or some of the higher cappers like Chainlink starting to build up. So we're starting to see that momentum change where it's going from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Chainlink and so on and so forth. I think eventually here, just beware, whether it's a week from now, a month from now, a quarter from now, Bitcoin will start to make moves to the upside. Once Bitcoin rips up to 70, 80K, the alts will pause. There will be a cool off period with the alts. So just, expect that. Don't be surprised if it happens here. Where I think at some point, again, I don't know when, but we're going to see that relief in Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin is eventually going to start making moves to the upside. And so just don't let anything, keep you off guard. And we're going to be, trying our best to bring you guys the most important things going on in the market every day. So like, subscribe, stay tuned, all that good stuff. That's it for me, man.
Yes,
if you got any final words there?
I know that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for making this, I guess, too long.
No, I think that people like it.
And they definitely do, and we do like it too. So that's pretty much it for us. Thank you guys. Take care. Be safe. Be smart. And see you tomorrow, I guess.
Peace.
Now I gotta know how to end this.
Where's the button?
Where's the button, guys?
we just fumble on it for a while. Bear with us while we figure out how to end the live stream. We're new at this.
No, this is
our first day.
This is it. I'm good. Thank you guys. Ending stream right now.
Take care, folks. Did you end it? Oh.